Hey guys, welcome to Rishi's Manchester United, where that was a bit of an interesting video. I think I've calmed down in the past 2 or 3 days, and a bit of an interesting video. Very happy because Charles Leclerc is on, it's not on pole, but P2 for Ferrari for the Monaco Grand Prix. That makes me incredibly happy. But um, yeah, just had an interesting idea about a video. A lot of people are doing it on YouTube, not my original idea, obviously. Um, I wanted to do this tire list video. Um, these are my opinions around who we should keep, buy, um, sell, and release fairly obvious. Yeah, I mean, that's it. And we'll go over all the players one by one and tally them essentially. Um, there are plans of making a video around like um, 5 or 6 players to sell and 5 or 6 players to buy to repair our squad, and that's coming in the pipeline. Maybe tomorrow, maybe day after tomorrow. That video will certainly come. But let's dive in. Let's go through uh the tire list. So as you can see, all the players are listed down over here. All of the players that are on loan have also been listed over here. So oh, one thing I forgot, there's a loan category as well. So we'll go through players that I think we should loan out. Um, Jadon Sancho, definitely a sell. Now we know the fact that Chelsea don't want to keep him, and Chelsea are ready to bear a particular amount of loss for Jadon Sancho, and that is a disgusting fact to be honest. And essentially nobody wants him, so maybe he goes to Borussia Dortmund. I don't think he goes back to Borussia Dortmund, but maybe we get like a 15 to 20 million pound deal for him. And yeah, I mean, big hopes when he came, but what can we do? Marcus Rashford, pains me to say, but sell, obviously. I think his relationship with Ruben Amorim. No, by the way, Ruben Amorim just a couple of hours ago has confirmed that he'll be Manchester United manager. So yeah, uh, despite me wanting him to stay, he's a Man United thoroughbred. Um, I don't see him like going along with the manager. So sell. We can get 20-25 million for him. Uh, Sancho plus Rashford, maybe 40-45 million pounds. And yeah, that could be utilized for our budget. Van Gore, I think another loan before he gets integrated into the squad. I won't take much time for him. Um, Anthony, sell. Anthony is at a breakout season at Real Betis. He was absolutely brilliant. He might win the Conference League, and maybe that puts his price up a little. Maybe we get 30 million for him. I don't see Anthony fitting in our squad very well. Maybe he would have been a good right wing back or something like that, but he clearly deserves to play elsewhere because he's flourishing elsewhere. Ethan Wheatley, another loan. We tried to him into the first squad last season, and yeah, I mean, he was not that special. Chidomi Martin, I think he requires a loan, probably in a Premier League club. No, we saw him rattle through the youth ranks at Arsenal, and that's why we bought him. But he hasn't really been very effective playing from the bench for us, to be honest. And I think, yeah, I mean, he needs a Premier League move. Maybe Sunderland, who have been recently, they did a good nurturing for Ahmad. And yeah, maybe they can do the same for Chido Obi. I think he'll value a Premier League move alone. Next, Joshua Zirkzee, I think we have to keep him. Uh, one of the bright spots in our attack. He has a lot to improve. Obviously, he needs to work on his shooting a little bit better. But Joshua Zirkzee, keep. Uh, Now this might be controversial, but Rasmus Højlund, keep. I think our budget for a striker this season is between 30 to 50 million pounds. I don't think uh, Gyökeres is a realistic target for Manchester United, and why would he come? when we don't have continental football. Um, if Liam Delap comes or somebody of a similar caliber, I think we need a second striker or a third striker. Essentially, we need three strikers if two strikers get injured. Um, and since Chido Obi is going on loan, I think Rasmus Højlund needs to stay. Yes, he's had a terrible season, but he also scored 6 goals in the Europa League, which is not terrible by any stretch of the imagination. He had a decent season last year. I think we judge him very harshly. He's only 21, 22. I think Rasmus Højlund has tremendous potential. He has strength when it matters. And I think Rasmus Højlund deserves to stay at least for another year at Manchester United. If we can get an experienced striker in to uh, to support Liam Delap and Rasmus Højlund, like we did with Cavani, if we can get Jonathan David in for a free, he is available for free. I think this will give a lot of experience, a lot of XP points to Rasmus Højlund as well as Liam Delap if he comes in. I think both of them need to stay. I think Ahmad absolutely important for our squad. He had an absolute stinker. I think one of the worst. Sorry about that. One of the worst performances I have seen from Amad Diallo in the final. But on his day, like the Southampton game, he can turn a game around. And I think instead of playing in the tuck tens, I think right wing back is his best position under Amorim's system. And if he can like consistently give us a couple of whip crosses, a couple of dribbles, something that he is capable of, I think he uh, deserves to stay. I think the next one, I think it's going to happen anyways. Alejandro Garnacho is leaving Man United officially, and we cannot do anything about it. The manager clearly does not like him. He prefers Mount's tendencies of being a better tucked in 10. And yeah, I mean, Alejandro Garnacho leaves Manchester United essentially. I don't agree with this, by the way. A lot of people comment about his IQ, everything, but on his day, he's a player that we could have nurtured. We see all these players, Marcus Rashford, Anthony, Jadon Sancho do so well outside, and Alejandro Garnacho, that's because they are given a relative freedom and they play under less pressure. And I think Alejandro Garnacho just needed time and Manchester United, but I think he'll flourish under similar circumstances. And yeah, he is a player to watch out for. Yeah, and Goldbridge, I was listening to Goldbridge talk about stuff. I don't agree with a lot of things he said, but the fact of the matter is, in 5 years' time, Garnacho will be only 25, and that is scary. Yeah. So next player, Kobe Manu, absolutely crucial. I think a lot of people will berate me in this point. Kobe Manu has not yet been integrated into the system very well, and he has been injured. But I cannot stress the fact that Kobe Manu is probably one of the best talents in our team. Um, he played the Euro final. He was by far the best English player in that tournament. And Kobe Menu in Eric Ten Hag's last full season was instrumental. I think Kobe Menu, uh, we'll be talking about Bruno, but if Bruno leaves, Kobe Menu has to stay. Uh, Next up, Bruno Fernandes. I'll say them. Now, this will be controversial with a lot of people again. To rebuild a squad, we need money. Now, we have already gathered the fact that Jadon Sancho will give us 20 million. Marcus Rashford 25, Anthony 25. That's 50 plus 20, 70 million. You can get 30, 35, 40 million. Garnacho 110 million. 110 million is a lot of money. And we might amortize a lot of these sales because these are academy graduates. But for a proper rebuild, um, like Ruben Amorim did at Sporting Lisbon in his second season, I think 25, 26 players left. And then he brought in players, and the next season they won the league. without losing a game in 32, without losing in a streak of 32 games. I think Bruno Fernandes needs to go now. Simply down the fact that we can cash in on him. 120 million. I don't have any problem with his attitude. I do have a problem with his attitude. I don't have a problem with his skill level. A lot of people are very harsh around Roy Keane's comments, but they are around his attitude essentially. And we cannot pull the wool in front of our eyes and state the fact that Bruno Fernandes has the best attitude in the world. Um, we have to compare in a squad. Let's say we go back to the 2012, 2013 season at Manchester United. A lot of our legends had left. There were players like Cleverley and yeah, Lingard and people like that. And does Bruno essentially become captain there? I think it's a far-fetched argument, but no, I don't think Bruno deserves to be captain there. And yeah, I mean, he deserves to be captain in this squad, but we're getting players, and this will give our transfer budget a significant boost. A hundred and let's say 120 million pounds added to the already 110 million pounds that we discussed right now, 230 million pounds. Let's reduce it to 30 to 40 million pounds because we won't have that much bargaining power because we're not in Europe. Let's say 190 million pounds. On top of that, we add 100 million pounds of what Ruben Amorim has been offered to rebuild the squad. That's 290 million pounds. That's a significant amount to bring in like five or six great players. And I think Bruno needs to be sacrificed. Christian Eriksen, he's leaving. Release. Casemiro, I'll say keep him. Um, Casemiro's done great. I know his wages are crazy, everything, but we do need figures in our dressing room. And Casemiro is a serial winner. He has better mentality than everybody in the squad. And with the new people coming in, there'll be a lot of and if it's a rebuild season, there'll be a lot of rotation with the academy as well. It's safe to assume that. And we need player coaches essentially inside the dressing room, and Casemiro brings that to the table. I think captain, captaincy material if Bruno Fernandes is gone. Uh, Tom Collier, crucial. Uh, I'm not the biggest fan of Manu Ugarte. A lot of people rate him very highly. I think he's very slow and he loses the ball very quickly after he gains it back. I think his turn of pace, the way he turns, extremely lethargic. And I think Tom Collier is an upgrade. He doesn't have as much experience. He doesn't have the skill level yet. But our future CDM, I think Tom Collier will be up there. Has to be there or thereabout. Manu Ugarte, I'd say keep, but for one more season. But these are my problem with Manu Ugarte is a personal bias. A lot of people love him. I don't, to be honest. I don't rate him a lot. He's just a shithousery player, in my opinion. But he's not even very good like your Newcastle midfielders. It's just my personal opinion. I don't like him very much. Mason Mount, I'll keep. The manager clearly rates him. Even though he's been injured, he is the preferred captain 10 right now. And I think if Matheus Cunha joins, Matheus Cunha and Mason Mount will play as the captain 10s. And once a partnership between Mason Mount and Matheus Cunha is established, I don't think Bruno Fernandes. We need Bruno Fernandes anymore, unfortunately. Yes, his stats are magnificent, but yeah. Do we need squad players? Do we need a team or do we need individuals? Harayamas, crucial. Our solution to the left back problem. We won't be able to buy players in every position. And there, again, like if it's a rebuild season, there have to be a lot of academy uh, influence in our team. And Harry Amas has shown the fact that he is a great like academy product. Now we have to nurture him so that he doesn't become like these buggers uh, in the cell section. We have to give him the right guidance. That's why Casemiro is in the squad. Uh, But yeah, I mean, Hariyama's definite, uh, big watch out for the future. Yeah. Nusair Masaraoui, keep. He's made quite a few mistakes, but he had a very good first half of the season, so keep, yeah. Luke Shaw sell, uh, too inconsistent, cost us the final, in my opinion. Absolutely disgraceful with his feet. He has lost his sharpness. He looks like a permanently injured player, and yeah, he needs to go. Tyler Fredrickson, similar reasons as Harry Amos. We need him. We need him in case injuries occur. Similarly, Aiden Heaven, I above Tyler Fredrickson in my opinion. A great signing. And I think he'll be amazing in the coming future. Uh, great signing. I'd rate him above Chido Obi as well. Absolutely important for our team. Uh, Harry Maguire, we are already keeping him. 1 year extension. Also a captain-like figure. The dressing room. I'd give him a 2 year extension actually. He was very good in the final, to be honest. And yeah, he plays for the badge nowadays, and he is actually a great defender when it comes to three at the back systems. So yeah, Harry Maguire stays. Lenny Oro, absolutely crucial man of the match in the Europa League final. Drives with the ball. We need players that can drive, essentially. That's why Edison, that's why we need a faster CDM, faster than Manu Ugarte, in my opinion. That's why Kobe important. Kobe is important. Lenny Oro has to be in the starting 11 next season. It has to be Lenny Oro, Delict, Maguire on match day one. Matthias Delict, crucial. I think controversial again, but our best signing this season. He has to stay. He's robust with his tackles. A lot of people call him slow for no reason because I think his recovery pace is very fast. I think he also has these captain like tendencies in him. He was the youngest Ajax captain for the longest time, and I think he has great mentality. And Matthias De Ligt deserves to stay. I think, yeah. Victor Lindelof is getting released, obviously. Yeah. Johnny Evans also getting released. Lisandro Martinez. I'll sell him. Licha's fucking magic. He wears a magic hat. And when he saw Old Trafford, he said, I'd fancy that. All the days are gone. He's too injury prone. If there's no point keeping Luke Shaw and keeping Lisandro Martinez. He's a great player on his day, but yeah, I think we have better defenders now. Diego Dalot, keep him. At least he shows heart. I mean, 12 months ago, he was a great player. Not have the best season, but we cannot sack a player because of one bad season. Uh, very important. And Dogu, very crucial. Very bright talent, in my opinion. Drives with the ball, crosses a lot. Uh, has to be a crucial part of the squad. Needs to be a part of the squad, essentially. And coming to the goalkeepers, Tom Eaton is leaving, I think. Altai Bayindir, I'll keep. We could go worse with a. We could be in a worse situation with a worse like second goalkeeper, but let's be real, he'll be the second goalkeeper anyways. And Andre Onana, Uh, I'll sell him and get in Vanya Milankovic Savic. He's just an awful goalkeeper, in my opinion. The worst I've ever seen supporting Man United. Um, and yeah, just a recap of like the absolute crucial players that Ruben Amorim. I'll go through just the crucial keep and sell parts. Um, crucial players: Kobe Mainu, Toby Collier, Harry Amas, Tyler Fredrickson, Eden Heaven, Lenny Oro, Matis Delic, and Dogu. Keep Zirkzee, Hoyland, Ahmad, Casemiro, Manuel Ugarte, Mason Mount, Musa Mazraoui, Harry Maguire, Diego Dalot, and Alcai Bayende. Sell Jadon Sancho, Marcus Rashford, Anthony, Alejandro Garnacho, Bruno Fernandes, Luke Shaw, Lisandro Martinez, and Andre Onana. Now, this is shocking. Last season, if I would have said that all these players would be up for sale, in even a hypothetical scenario, these are some of the great players that we had. These were some of the great players that we had in our squad, but now we don't need them, according to me. Yeah, and that's it. We'll be talking about like the players that ought to come in right now to replace the players that I propose we should essentially relieve from their duties. And yeah, uh, hopefully you like the content. Please like, share, and subscribe if you like this video. I'll try to be more regular. And bye. Ciao.